Hey guys, lesson number 9 in Gordon Ramsay's masterclass. We're making chicken supreme, I think that's how you pronounce it, with some root vegetables. First, we're going to need rosemary, thyme, and parsley, and we're going to add a bunch of salt to our dish. Then I go in with my baby carrots, golden beets, and red beets, and then you're going to add some more salt on top of that. You're going to place an aluminum foil on top, make sure it's shiny side up. That is something new that I learned, and this is going to go in the oven for 30 to 40 minutes at 425 degrees. Moving on to our chicken, you're gonna make sure you have the chicken breast with the skin on and that little chicken tender still attached to the back of it. You're gonna season that with salt and pepper. Next, you're gonna add your chicken to your cast iron skillet or whatever pan you decide on using. Just make sure that it is oven friendly. To that pan, you're also gonna have some grapeseed oil, and then I'm gonna go in with my garlic and thyme. And so what you see me doing here is we're just gonna try to get the edges of the chicken nice and crispy before we flip it over. So we're gonna do 4 minutes skin side down, and then once we flip it and we add the butter, we're gonna do about 3 minutes on the side. And now we're gonna baste our chicken with that butter. When we do this, we're just adding even more flavor to our chicken. Then we're gonna flip it back over skin side down before this goes in the oven uncovered for 10 minutes. Now, our veggies are ready, and you know they're ready because when you can stick a fork in it and it comes out easily, that means they're done. I'm just gonna cover them back up and wait for our chicken to be ready. I ended up cooking my chicken a little bit longer because I had 2 chicken breasts that were different sizes. So I took one out earlier and I left the other one a little longer. This is the one I left a little longer, and that skin looks so good and crispy. Anyways, now moving on to our sauce. We're gonna basically drain our pan, remove my burnt rosemary and thyme. His weren't burnt, mine were. I'm not sure what I did wrong there. We're gonna add butter and shallots to our skillet. Now, the reason why we're gonna use the same pan is because we're trying to get all that chicken flavor. Next, you see me add some apple juice and chicken stock. He used brandy and demi-ville glaze. I couldn't find demi-ville glaze, and I didn't want to set my apartment on fire, so I didn't use the brandy. But as you can see, my sauce was a lot runnier. So I decided to thicken it up with some flour, and this would have been perfect, but I decided to add another tablespoon of flour, so it made it way too thick. Once I realized how thick my sauce had actually come out to be, all I did was basically double the recipe, added more butter, more apple juice, and more chicken stock. Then once I got the consistency that I was happy with and I taste tested it, I realized I needed some more salt and pepper, which is what I did, and it was perfect. Now we're gonna strain our sauce. So he emphasizes making sure you're squeezing all that juice out of the garlic and the onion, and not to forget about the good stuff on the back. We're gonna let that simmer, and our sauce is ready to go. Now for plating. So I have my carrots here. I take the top and the bottom off, and I just, arrange it on my plate just like Gordon did. And I did the same thing for my golden beets and my red beets. Moving on to the chicken, we're gonna take that chicken tender out from the bottom and we're gonna place that on our plate. And then we're gonna slice our chicken across, but like in a slight slant. He had a better slant than I did, but I did the same thing, and then we're gonna place our chicken on top of that. Now, remember, like I told you guys, I left my chicken cooking for way longer, and I left it resting for a lot longer, and it was still so juicy. I was so surprised. But this is the final dish. I taste tested it. It was so good, and this is basically how I make my chicken now.